We have that respect that I know which contribution Lewis brings to the team as a driver and as a brand. And you always need to respect that.
The signing of Hamilton's extension with Mercedes is undoubtedly one of the most anticipated events for the upcoming season. The Brit stated that he wants to retire in a Mercedes. However, the hefty sums that he's reportedly demanded from the team to be paid to him are out of this world. Although he deserves every penny of it, the team isn't in a good competitive position now, and the question needs to be asked, is Hamilton really worth it for the future of the team? Lewis Hamilton has been an integral part of Mercedes since he took over for Michael Schumacher in 2013, winning 6 championships and becoming one of the sport's greatest drivers. However, all good things must come to an end, and that's the case with Hamilton and his tenure with Mercedes. Yes, it won't happen in the next 2 to 3 years, which can be witnessed by Hamilton's requirements from Mercedes, but obviously, the team has started to think about potential replacements and who would be the perfect guy to sit behind the 7-time world champion's car. Well, that's a topic for another time, as in this video, we're going to discuss Hamilton's lucrative contract that is about to be signed for the next couple of seasons. As you all know, Hamilton is one of the highest paid athletes in the sport, earning around $93.8 million across contracts and sponsorships, $40 million of which come directly from Mercedes. Despite this, the Brit's contract expires at the end of the 2023 season, as Hamilton signed the $147 million 2-year deal back in 2021. It's not a surprise that Hamilton waits a bit before signing the contract. That's an old habit of his so that he can arrange all things to be as he wishes. However, now he needs to understand that the team could very well move in another direction now that they're not as competitive as they used to be until the 2021 season. Remember, Hamilton was outperformed by Russell, who was a rookie in Mercedes last year, and that happened only twice in his career, once in 2016 and once in 2011. Still, as we mentioned earlier in this video, Hamilton knows his worth and knows that at this point of his career, his value to Mercedes is much more than racing. That's why the team is very eager to keep him in their ranks, which is why Wolff said that the signing of the contract with Hamilton will be a matter of hours, and the only issue is that Hamilton wasn't in Europe at this time of the year. Well, rumours have emerged about the potential numbers that surround Hamilton and his contract, as he's likely to accept a huge payday of around $217.8 million across 2 years, which is the same amount of money that he would make under his current deal if he won the World Drivers' Championship. However, this isn't all. 20 Minutes is reporting that Hamilton is asking for an additional contract as the ambassador of the team, one that's supposed to bring him around $38.9 million per year in the span of 10 years. This would mean that Hamilton would bank around $389 million over the next 10 years as the ambassador of the Silver Arrows. If the deal goes through and Hamilton puts pen to paper, then the Brit would be worth around $680.9 million in the next 13 years. However, the team has come out with an official statement, in which a spokesperson said that the rumours aren't true and that these numbers weren't requested from Hamilton. When talking about this matter, the spokesperson from Mercedes said, "Obviously, the winter doesn't stop the rumour mill, and it's been entertaining to read speculation about contract discussions when they haven't yet begun. The rumours seem to have started on a French blog, SportTune, which we don't have a relationship, and are pretty wild in terms of what they suggest. Toto stated on record last Friday that discussions haven't yet begun, and that's exactly the situation. But just because the discussions haven't yet begun, it doesn't mean that Hamilton hasn't specifically asked for these numbers either. This could be one of the reasons why the negotiations have been dragged out for such a long time and Hamilton hasn't signed an extension with Mercedes yet. Although we're more than happy to see Hamilton back in a Mercedes, everything in the sport has a price, and if he doesn't obey certain rules set by the team, it goes without saying that the team could look for a backup. So, does he deserve the contract? Definitely, there is no doubt that Hamilton has changed history with Mercedes and their dominance, making the team one of the most successful ones in the F1 world. On top of that, when the team faced a downfall in performance, Hamilton was here to swerve his role as a guinea pig and let the team bring back the car in optimal shape. True, Mercedes got it all wrong from the very beginning, but thanks to Hamilton and his sacrifice, they were able to understand what went wrong, and now they're preparing some strong machinery for the 2023 season. And one would ask, how can Mercedes afford all of this money to go away from their bank account? Well, reports are saying that these staggering amounts are significantly financed by Jim Ratcliffe, the founder of chemical multinational Ineos, which also serves as the principal partner of Mercedes-AMG Petronas and also holds a 33% stake in the team. As we all know, Hamilton is one of the names that is rumoured to purchase part of Manchester United, along with Ratcliffe, as the latter has already confirmed his interest in buying out the Red Devils from the Glazer family. Hamilton has also been linked to becoming a part owner of an NFL franchise, the Denver Broncos, and when asked about this matter, the Brit didn't rule out the possibility either. Jim's part boss, part partner. I'd say we're more partners because we're in this together, and I hope in the future to do something with Jim and build with him. I do want to get more and more involved in teams because I really do believe in black ownership. There is a lack of it in sports and black equity. However, there is one great thing that Hamilton wants Mercedes to agree to once he signs his contract, which is to put money in his foundation, Mission 44. As of last year, Hamilton invested around $7 million of his own money in the charity, and reports are saying that Mercedes, as a team, is supposed to put the same amount of money in, which will equal around $15 million being placed in Mission 44 by Hamilton and Mercedes. We all know that Hamilton is a guy who wants to stand out for the minorities in the world, as he was the leader for the BLM and many other minorities, such as the LGBTQ+ community. He was accompanied by Vettel, who has also focused more on the environmental changes, but now the German will retire and we're not going to see more out of him in the racing role, which doesn't necessarily mean that we won't see more ambassador roles from the German in the upcoming period. But there is one huge change in the FIA that would truly kick Hamilton out of his comfort zone, and one that will surely increase the protests from his side, which is one of the reasons why his comeback would be a bit insecure. The FIA is now asking the drivers to come to the governing body in order to receive permission before they express personal opinions and share messages on the grid. For example, if Hamilton wants to share a message through a t-shirt or through a message on his car or his helmet, he would have to go to Ben Mohammed Sulayem in order to receive permission for that. The main reason for this is that the FIA wants to ban politics from the sport and keep the grid purely for racing and not for sharing messages that aren't relevant to the sport. However, with Hamilton and Vettel understanding that they are public figures and have a much bigger impact on the world than anyone else, their wishes were truly genuine. This is something that Toto Wolff has spoken about, and although he says that Hamilton and Ben Sulayem don't have any bad blood between them, they've always agreed on certain stuff, he didn't say that this wouldn't be a problem for Hamilton. As of now, the most important thing for Hamilton is to see how pre-season testing goes, given that last year's pre-season testing revealed that Mercedes' innovative design was truly devastating and provided no performance advantage. With that being said, Hamilton and Mercedes have a difficult and challenging period ahead of them, one that could bring out the best in the 7-time world champion, and one that he would enter with much bigger motivation if the contract extension is signed prior to the beginning of the season. So, what do you think about the proposed contract? Let us know in the comments down below.